Hi, I'm here to talk about Scarecrow from various Batman adaptations. And I think Scarecrow's often a cool, interesting villain in a lot of versions of Batman. He did get to appear in an episode of Filmation Batman where he was pretty fun. Didn't get a huge role, but it was cool to have him there. And then he got to have a decent role in Super Friends where he got to appear in a lot of episodes as a member of the Legion of Doom. That was really cool. And I like him there. I do wish he got more to do. It's kind of hard to give him too much to do without having him be too intimidating. So I understand it, but at least he's there. And in the Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians, there's a really interesting episode that has him getting to put Batman through some scary stuff. I like that episode. And I really like Scarecrow in Batman the Animated Series. That's a version of Scarecrow that means a lot to me because I often deal with stuff that really scares me. I often get into things like hypothetical fears and then things that wouldn't happen, but I still start feeling a I start worrying about the possibilities of certain stuff happening despite how outlandish it could seem. And then Scarecrow's this villain that makes people see these things that wouldn't happen and sees them happening. And seeing Batman overcome those fears that he's going through and he's still able to stop Scarecrow and is able to save people, that's really inspirational and really important to me. So Scarecrow's role in Batman the Animated Series will always mean a lot to me. So I love him in that show. And in Batman Begins, I do think that he got to be entertaining. He had some cool moments. I really don't like how the designs were changed a lot for Batman Begins and the sequels. Because Scarecrow has an amazing looking costume. He was one of my favorite villains as a kid because I loved his design so much, and so I don't really like that he didn't really get to have that. He got to have a little bit of the mask, but I feel like the great, amazing costume that he's had in so many versions of Batman, I feel like it should have been there. Just so I feel like that was kind of a missed opportunity. And I do like that Scarecrow got to appear in The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. Even if he doesn't have huge roles in those films, he does provide some entertainment to them. So I do like that Scarecrow got some attention in live action films. It was very exciting for me to finally see him appear in live action. But I do think that his role in those movies, it works, but I'm still a bigger fan of what he's done in ways like in Batman the Animated Series. And he's not in The Batman. He's doesn't really get a lot to do in Batman the Brave and the Bold. And he got to appear in Gotham. He didn't necessarily have a huge role though, but it was kind of interesting. And he actually got to have a surprisingly really big role in Titans. It's one of the biggest roles he's gotten, so that was kind of interesting, and I do really like what was done with him there. And Scarecrow's a villain I think is done very well. I do think I would like to see him show up slightly more often with slightly bigger roles, because I do think of him as one of the major Batman villains, but I feel like sometimes he doesn't get a whole lot to do, but at least he's gotten to appear fairly often. There are versions like Super Friends, Batman Animated Series, and Titans where he does feel like one of the major villains.